my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Andy, sometimes Mouse, and I talk about books and book-related things. Today I am giving you a slightly rare for my channel book haul. I try to do this kind of quarterly, if I remember to do it quarterly, or at the very least do it every 6 months. This happens to be May, so this is prior to my birthday though, and there is a chance that I will be getting more books at the end of May. I don't have any control over that. I don't know, but those books will show up in the next haul video that I do, obviously. You guys know that I talk at length about the consumerism problem that is in the internet book sphere. I try to read all of the books that I own, and I can honestly say that I have read a majority of these books, and all of the books that I haven't read are on my Clearursht TBR, which that video will be coming out next week. So, you know, I at least am consistent and not hypocritical about how I feel about books. That sounded like a dig at somebody. It is not a dig at anybody, to be clear. Wow, that sounded shady. I swear to God, it was not shade to anyone. So let's get this on the road. First, I want to go ahead and say that I have acquired 32 books. I will be showing you the physical books that I acquired, and anything that is audio or digital I will put up here like I do for my TBRs and I think my wrap-ups. Do I put them? I don't know. But for my TBRs, I definitely put the pictures of the books here just so you guys can see them. I also am going to clarify if it was a gift, if I bought it, how much it cost, and at the end I'll talk about how much I spent month over month this year so far. I threw my budget out the window because it's my birthday month, and then kind of as congratulatory to me for getting my new job, so I will admit that May definitely is a book that I obtained way more books than I did any other month, but there are many reasons for that, and compared to the other months where I either bought no books or bought one book, it kind of evened itself out. But we'll get to that at the end. But let's go ahead and talk about the books that I acquired. So first book we've got coming up is Beasts and Beauty by Samani Chiney. This is the author of The School for Good and Evil, which I kind of want to read, but I think has a billion books. I literally, the minute that I finished this book at the library, ordered the physical copy on Amazon. I did not know that it has, let me see if I can find them, has like pictures in it. This is a middle grade book. I would not class it as middle grade personally based on the content, or maybe like older middle grade, but it is retellings of fairy tales, and in these retellings the characters are kind of just like, I don't want to do that though. Like Rapunzel, you know, not Rapunzel. Is it Rapunzel? Who's long hair? Rapunzel. And a prince comes and he's like, okay, we have to get married now. And she's like, oh no, I'm good. And he's like, no, you kissed me, we have to get married. And she's like, but what if you're not the best kisser? I don't want to marry you, bye. So I really enjoyed this one. And again, that's why I bought it at the minute that I acquired it. Then I got the, this was $13.10. Bought it in January. Then I bought Worthy Opponent by Katie Roberts. I did buy this in a digital edition. I had read all of these books already, but Worthy Opponent is one of my favorites in the Villains series. It is, I do want to be very clear that it is smut, and this is not my normal genre, and so I just want everybody to have that fair warning, but it is one of my, nope, it is my favorite book by Katie Roberts. And that probably tells you way more about me than I'm willing to talk about on YouTube. So that book cost me $5.40, and like I said, it was the digital edition. I would like to one day own all of these books from Katie Roberts, the Villains series, but it would be really dependent on who. But like if my mother went and bought those books for me on Amazon, I would shrivel up and die. So the next book is another digital edition, which was Lemony Snicket's The Unauthorized Autobiography. I wish I could return this book. It was not good. It was not worth my time, and the pictures were weird. It was a weird book. I read it because I was finishing up my series of Unfortunate Events reread, which that video I believe comes out next month. I enjoyed the series, A Series of Unfortunate Events, a lot, but when I then went to read this, I was like, what is this and why am I reading it? And that was $7.03. And I bought a digital copy of it for Kindle. Then I got You Must Not Miss by Katrina Leno. This is an Audible book, and I 100% bought it for the cover. That's not 100% true. I'm kind of lying there. I like Katrina Leno's writing. I'm looking around because I think I have a physically own one of her books somewhere over here. I like Katrina Leno's writing a lot because it is contemporary horror. But unlike most contemporary horrors that are like, oh, we're so spooky and scary, but they turn out that it's just like your grief haunting you, boo, lame. Her books are like, oh, we're just a contemporary book about how you deal with parent neglect. And then it's like, just kidding, it's a horror book. And I like that better. I like it better. Also, I think the cover is beautiful. That book I got from Audible, so I got it with an Audible credit, so I didn't include the pricing for that. Then I got Gilded from Marissa Meyer. I bought this at HalfPrice Books, so I got it for cheaper than what it was selling for on Amazon. I always try to check if it is cheaper on Amazon than it is on at HalfPrice Books, because I like to support HalfPrice Books more than Amazon, obviously. I would go to a local bookstore, but the ones closest to me are a little bit frightening, just because they're so small and I don't do well in very small spaces. So anyway, you guys didn't need that information. Gilded by Marissa Meyer. Again, this is kind of the same situation where I listened to this book and enjoyed it so much that I wanted to buy it, and I think the cover is beautiful. I do wish that HalfPrice Books wouldn't put stickers on their fucking books, because there's even a sticker on the back, and I wish they wouldn't do that. But it's fine. It's fine. Gilded is a Rumpelstiltskin, I'm not gonna try harder, retelling, but it's different, and I enjoyed it. And I didn't know until like the last year how much I really enjoyed that story being retold, so yeah. Then I got Titanic by Brandon Sanderson. This is the third book kind of in the Skyward series. I like the US covers a lot better than the UK covers, personally. I also like that it has the DDF emblem. I don't know if my camera's gonna catch this though, because it's like, probably not, because it's like engraved into it, but I like when books do that. Gilded had the same thing going on it. I also got this one, so actually this is funny. I pre-ordered this and then went and bought it at HalfPrice Books. I did not realize I did that, and so then I had to return my book to HalfPrice Books, but I got a gift card to HalfPrice Books, and then I got to buy other books, so it worked out well. But yeah, I ended up having, for a while there, 2 copies of this book, but I liked the series a lot. I actually bought my dad all of 3 of the main books for Christmas, but I didn't buy him any of the novellas, and now he's upset because he wants the novellas. What that got to do with me? Then I got Project. I'm actually just gonna pull both of these up. Oh, that book, sorry, I didn't tell you what either of those books cost. And I think this is just because the reason I was able to get these for the price that I got them for is because I had sold books, so it just kind of like, I used the money that the store credit that they gave me to buy these, and so I got them for $5 a piece. Then I got these 2 books when they came out, which is Project Himbo by S.J. Whitby. I think this is one of the cooler covers. It's not my favorite cover. My favorite cover is definitely Weapon Uwu, but this book is kind of more on the lines of Gideon and Harrow the Ninth, because it's kind of nonsensical until it makes sense. That I've been using that line a lot lately. But because of the characters that it's based around, that makes sense. If you haven't read the Cute Mutant series though, while this is considered a standalone from the series, like it's in the same universe of its own novel, I don't think you can read it without understanding, like without reading the other books. I don't think it would make sense to you. So I give that fair warning. This book, I pre-ordered it I think, and I got it for $16.23. And then this is Awakenings, which is a Cute Mutants anthology. So I did actually get this digitally as well. I don't have the price for how much it cost me digitally. I don't know why I didn't log it, but I got this digitally as well because as much as I love these paperbacks, which by the way, if you're a paperback snob and like paperbacks, these are a soft matte. So they're very soft. They're texturally appealing, if that's your thing. It's my thing, maybe not for everybody. But I also find that they're sturdier than regular paperback. If you're somebody who doesn't buy paperback because you're afraid you'll ruin them, this is sturdy. I like to have a digital copy of a paperback that's this size, just because if I throw it in one of my bags, it's definitely going to get damaged, and I didn't want to damage this. So this was admittedly not my favorite. It is probably the only Cute Mutants book that I have rated below 4 stars, but that's just because anthologies are very tricky. This has several authors, and there are some stories that I really, really enjoyed, and then some stories that I just didn't vibe with. And that's what happens when you read authors. Like, it has nothing to do with the stories itself. It just has to do with the writing and preferences and that kind of thing. Then we have, oh, and that book was $16.19. Then we have digital and audiobooks, kind of a few of them. We have Into the Midnight Void by Mara Fitzgerald. This was the sequel to Beyond the Ruby Veil. I got the audiobook with an Audible credit, so it's marked as it cost me no money. Then I got Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke by Eric LaRocca. I did get that as an audiobook, and I paid for it because the audiobook was only $4.65 and I was not about to use a credit for a book that was $4. Like, I wasn't about to do it. And Audible makes that really tricky. If you didn't know you could do that, you have to do it in a browser, I think, because I've never been able to do it in the app. Anyway, Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke is the first Eric LaRocca book that I've ever read, and it is... I now frequently ask my friends, what have you done today to deserve your eyes? So it is my new Tender as the Flesh. I love this book. It is a fantastic horror novella, so if you like body horror and you can stand disgusting things, then I would recommend this book. Definitely read the trigger warnings though. Then we have Tender as the Flesh by Augustina Bazterrica. My housemate wanted to listen to it and she uses my Audible, so I went ahead and purchased that. Did I pay for it? No, I just used a credit for it. So also a horror novella, also body horror. It is one of my favorites. Please look up the trigger warnings though. Then for another audiobook, A Far Wilder Magic by Alison Saft. Again, I used a credit for this. I got this because I had the ARC and I did not read the ARC in time, and I really did not expect to... I was afraid that I was going to get 25%, 50% into it and then return it. I didn't expect this to be a book that I enjoyed as much as I did, but it ended up being a 5-star romance read, so you know. Then we have the books I got from my very last Illumicrate box. I don't know how much these cost. I don't remember how much the Illumicrate boxes cost. I canceled them. I had a 3-month subscription. I'm pretty sure that I got screwed because I had it renewed and then I canceled it, and I think I only got one book, so sus. But anyway, I don't have the spoons to pursue that. The Iron Key, which is actually a book that I am starting today, so I haven't read it. It is by Akshaya Raman. I don't appreciate that it came in paperback, and that's how I feel about that. And then this book, A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross. Very pretty. Music magic, I believe. But it's straight people fantasy romance, so we'll see if it's something I enjoy. I haven't read it yet. It is one of the few books that is not even on that TBR or something I am reading this month, so I don't have it planned for June or May, but there's a chance that I'll get around to it eventually. It's just not high on my list of things to read, so there's a chance that it gets put off all the way until November's Clearursht. Anyway, then we have Are Prisons Obsolete by Angela Y. Davis. Angela Davis is a activist who participates a lot with Black people in their projects towards abolishing the prison industrial complex. I am afraid if I say more words, YouTube will block me. This was $11.95 and worth every fucking penny. With these kind of paperbacks, I've started highlighting the edges, and I think that it looks cool. So basically anywhere that I highlighted is now this. This book, again, really, really good, but I will fair warn that it is, the verbiage and the vocabulary is a little bit upper level for me, and this is because I don't read intellectual content very much anymore. This is changing. I'm starting to read more nonfiction and things that like use my brain, but this was a little bit upper level. I enjoyed it, obviously, but it took me a long time to get through. So then we have We Do This Till We Free Us by Mariami Kaba. I just finished this actually last night, and again, much like the other book, I have highlighted quite a lot of it. This is another abolitionist book. I liked this one is much more understandable and consumable. I think that this is like, if you're going to start reading about this kind of content, this is a really good place to start, and then read Are Prisons Obsolete. I think that this is very smart for like if you're just now getting introduced to this content, as well as the fact that it addresses specific things that when you talk about this specific topic, people are going to ask about for specific crimes that occur. I don't know what languaging YouTube is going to flag, so I don't know how much more in depth I can get into about this, but there are a lot of things in here that hit very hard for me just from my own personal experiences that I can't get into yet one day, and so this was really good. And What We Do This Till We Free Us was $10.49, in case anybody wondered. Then we have You've Lost a Lot of Blood by Eric LaRocca. Unfortunately, this one is the shiny kind of paperback, which is not my favorite, but I understand why. You can kind of tell from the printing that you can just kind of tell the process that this printing went through, which is fine. This was a 4-star read, and incredibly fucked up. So this was $11.69. I also bought the digital edition for $5.40 because I wanted to be able to read it on my computer. Sometimes paperbacks is just not it for me, and I don't want to read it holding it in my hands because I'm lazy. That's it. Then we have, what do we have? Oh, then we have Cute Mutants Volume 5 by S.J. Whitby. I know that it's up there as well, but I got the digital edition for $5.40. They are usually on sale, so if anybody ever wanted to read Cute Mutants, that would be my best recommendation, is to get them digitally. They are often on sale, and SJ frequently shares when they are on sale as well. So if this is something you were ever wanting to read, watch SJ's Twitter, and they often, like I said, post about it when it's on sale. I don't have a lot to say about it. I was rereading it and I wanted the digital edition, so, and I couldn't find my the version that SJ had emailed me, so I just bought it because I don't mind supporting SJ, obviously. Then I got Fangs by Sarah Anderson. This is a graphic novel about a vampire and a werewolf that like fall in love. I don't know, I haven't read it yet. It seems very cute. I am going to be reading this for the Clearursht 2.5 Readathon, which if you guys have questions about that, that is down below. And Fangs cost, no money because I had a gift card from work. Then we have Tropical Fish Yearns for Snow, Volume 8 by Makoto Hajino. Again, this is something I'm going to be reading next month, so I haven't read it yet. To be fair, these came in like last week, so that's why I haven't read it yet. This is one of my favorite manga series, obviously, because I have Volume 8, and I have all of the rest of them down there. I don't know if they are in shot, but all of the rest of them are down there. So, one of my favorite series. I haven't read it yet, so can't really speak to that. And that, again, no money, because I had a gift card. Then I got Seasonal Fears by Shauna McGuire. This is an audiobook that I pre-ordered. It is the sequel to Middle Game. I haven't read it yet. I will be reading it next month. And I got it with an Audible credit. Then my mom and I went shopping, and we had to go into a local bookstore, so I went to Twig, I think is what it's called, which is a local bookstore in San Antonio. And we were out and about for Mother's Day, and I bought 2 books about this specific topic, and then I got to talk to my mom about it. So that was kind of cool. It was a fun sharing moment, but I got Prisons Make Us Safer and 20 Other Myths About Mass Incarceration by Victoria Law. I had heard a lot about this book prior to purchasing it, and the content that's in it. I read like literally the first chapter and was already highlighting, so I'm very hopeful about it. I'm actually starting this book today or tomorrow, so I can't speak to the content and if it's great or not, but I'm excited about it. Then this one I didn't know until I was putting my TBR together for Clearursht, but there's been a lot of uproar about the cover of this book. I did not know that when I bought it. I had only known that it was recommended reading based on some of the organizations that I follow that talk about this topic. So there's that, and I don't think that it is a conversation that I can really speak on because it is not about me, so I don't have a personal understanding in a way that makes, I don't have a personal understanding in this very nuanced conversation in a way that makes me comfortable about talking about it, but if you look at the reviews on Goodreads, it talks about it. This is Abolition for the People that was edited by Colin Kaepernick, and this has many, many different articles and stuff from different voices in this specific community that talk about this specific topic. I don't think I talked about how much Prisons Make Us Safer was. That book was $17 and this book was $27. Normally I would have bought it at like a HalfPrice Books or on Amazon, but these books often are still the same price even if I buy them at a local store versus Amazon, just because I don't know why. And then this one I didn't include on my list, so I don't remember how much it cost me because I pre-ordered it such a long time ago, but I got Witchlings by Claribel A. Ortega. Again, a book I will be reading next month, so I don't know anything about it other than Art said that it was really, really good recently, and then so did Landis. So I'm very glad that I pre-ordered it, and it came with this cute little card that I'm just going to throw apparently. Anyway, cute little card about 7, so very excited about it. I will talk, any of the books that I talk about I'm going to read next month. You can hear me explain what they are in the TBR that I'm posting. Then we have some books that were gifted to me by a friend. Caitlin, she dropped off several books at my front step that were waiting for me when I got home from my husband's house, and it was a box full of curated books, so I'm very excited about that. First we have These Deadly Games by Diana Urban. I am reading it next month, so I don't know, but it seems like the kind of young adult thriller that I'm into. So The City Beautiful by Aidan Polydoros. This is not on either of my TBRs for this month or next month for Clearursht, so I'll probably get to it in July. I might still read it in June, we'll see, but I had posted a photo of the stack of books that I owned and hadn't read yet, and someone was very excited about that book, so that has my hopes up. And then Midnight Girls by Alicia Jacinks. I'm not gonna say her last name correctly. This is some pre-order edition. Very Sun and Moon. And this is a very pretty, like, signed, oh, the Bookish Box. Very pretty. I listened to this audiobook at the library and I really enjoyed it, so, and I have another book by her that I like a lot that's somewhere. Next we have The Bronze Beasts by Roshani Chokshi, and this is also a pre-ordered signed book that I can put the thing in when I'm ready to, but I owned the first two, I didn't own the third one, so I'm very happy to own the third one, so thank you again, Caitlin. Oh, this actually has kind of a pretty, I don't know, again, if it will catch this in the light, but... And then I have another audiobook I got, which is Zachary Ying and the Dragon Emperor. And then these, which I don't know if they count, they're books that I bought at HalfPrice Books, and I bought them with the gift card that I had, but it's Spanish learning books, so learn 15-minute Spanish, Spanish in 10 minutes a day, Spanish the easy way. And I bought those with a HalfPrice Books gift card, so I think in the end it cost a total of $8 for all three of these. This one, this whole situation came with like books, like little books to help, like for pocket editions, and then CDs, so there's that. So yeah, that is the 32 books that I have obtained in the year of 2022 so far. I think that I've done a pretty good job of being consistent with my own personal like limitations for reading. Like I don't have so many books that I own and haven't read, which I'm kind of proud of. I think my Readathon has really rewired the way that I think about those things, so that's great. For how much I've spent, in January I spent $35.53. In February I spent $32.42. In March I spent $4.65. In April I spent $5.40. And in May I spent $92.31. My goal was to only buy two books a month. I didn't necessarily follow 2 books a month that weren't like an Audible subscription or a free book, etc. That was my goal. So this haul lists everything that I've obtained in the last year, not everything that I've purchased, just everything that I've purchased in the last year. So realistically, my goal was to spend less than $50 a month, and I think that because I did for the first 4 months, that my spending $92.31 in May kind of made sense and evened itself out, because I feel like it did, thank you. I've spent a total of $170.31 so far this year on books, which compared to what I spent last year at this point in the year is not as bad as it was last year. So I'm trying to be more responsible with my budgeting and with my books, especially because of my limited space for where to keep them. So yeah, those are all of the books that I have purchased this year. Let me know if you bought any of these books, if you own and enjoyed any of these books, if this kind of content is helpful for you for awareness about like consumerism and like pricing and talking about money is scary and whatever. Just let me know. If you didn't enjoy this video, I'm sorry. Let me know how I can make it better for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share. Oh, I post every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time every single week, so you can expect to see me again in a couple of days. If you subscribe and turn notifications on, because you should, and it would help me out. And also I would love to get to 900 subscribers by my birthday, but we'll see. Or at least by the end of the month, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm gonna go. Hope you guys are having a great day. Don't forget to drink your water and take your meds. Okay, thanks, bye.